to Influential Sports, where passion meets precision. As I'm your host, Ed, diving deep into the plays, players, and stories shaping the game. And this is episode 8 of We Are Punting. And if you're new to the channel, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, comment. And the series that We Are Punting is a wrestling fantasy looking series where I go through different companies and detail different storylines of how wrestlers should win a championship and who they should beat for that championship. So today I got some Ring of Honor content, which haven't posted anything related to Ring of Honor unless it's AEW. I'm gonna try to get back into it next year. But one thing that I have paid attention to in Ring of Honor is Athena and her Women's World Championship reign. So I think and she set the record for the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion in general, not just women's champion. So I think it's time for that to come to an end. But Billie Starkz is the perfect person to do it. They've had the feud in the past. They've had a few matches, and Athena came out on top each time that they faced off against each other. It was 2 or 3 matches they had. But I think at this point in their careers, I think Billie Starkz is the perfect person to take it off of Athena. And once Athena loses the title, she can permanently be on AEW because she signed with AEW and she did some stuff for AEW, and then AEW sent her to Ring of Honor because there wasn't enough room for her at the time to be on the main roster for AEW. So she went to Ring of Honor, she dominated there, has been doing her thing, and lately, over the past few months, she's been featured on AEW TV more recently than she has in the past. So I think they're already showing the signs of her being featured more prominently on AEW. So the perfect way to do that is have her lose to Billie Starkz, who's been her partner for a while at this point. And I think the way you do it, enough in detail, the way that you do that. So starting on December 5th, because that's Athena's next title offense. She got a match against Athena. I hope I'm saying her name right. She got to retain there. And obviously, if she's going to lose to Billie Starkz, she has to retain at that event. That's going to be Ring of Honor's final pay-per-view for the year. So she retains there. Then December 11th, Ring of Honor episode, I have Athena do a celebration with Lexi Nair and Billie Starkz. Something basic, having nobody interrupt, just a basic celebration, something different, because you usually see people interrupt celebrations. So just let that play out, and then you start a new storyline. December 18th, you have Isla Dawn, who's recently been signed to AEW a few months ago. You have her press Athena backstage, and then Billie Starkz, she sticks up for her. And later in the night, Billie Starkz has a match with Isla Dawn. Billie Starkz defeats her, and due to Lexi Nair getting involved and helping her win. And for people who don't know who Lexi Nair is, she's one of the reporters for AEW, one of the backstage reporters. So I will have her get a little bit of in-ring action at some point, and it don't got to be something long term. It could just be for the specific storyline to get her involved a little bit more, since she is more involved when it comes to Ring of Honor. Now she does backstage stuff for AEW as well. Obviously, Ring of Honor is owned by AEW, but it's still its own thing. So obviously she's doing stuff for both, but I think with Ring of Honor, they can involve her in a storyline. That'll be really cool to see. And then on December 25th, and it's likely going to be pre-recorded since that is Christmas. I would assume that they're getting Christmas off on that pre-recorded Ring of Honor taping. I will have Isla Dawn attempt to jump Athena backstage with Lexi Nair and Billie Starkz. They're back there to assist Athena and help her not get jumped, and then all 3 of them attack Isla Dawn. And January 1st, New Year's, I have Athena defeat Isla Dawn to retain the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, and that's how you start the show. But the show ends with Billie Starkz attacking Athena. That's how you open. You open the new year with Athena defeating Isla Dawn to retain the championship, and then you end it with Billie Starkz turning. And you can even continue the face story of Billie Starkz. Like you continue having Billie Starkz as the face in this situation. Athena becomes the heel, she stays the heel, even though Billie Starkz turned. It'll all be explained within the coming weeks, and that's how you end the show. You end the show on a cliffhanger. Then you get to January 8th. Athena is a bit confused by these actions and shocked. Lexi Nair, she's conflicted because she don't know what to do. That she side with Athena, that she side with Billie Starkz, and then Billie Starkz and Isla Dawn, they show a sign of respect for each other backstage. They're not exactly friends, but more like an allies type situation. So that'll be played into at some point. January 15th, have Billie Starkz call out Lexi Nair. She wants her to choose a side. She wants her to side with her, and then Athena also comes out there too, and she wants the same thing. They both want Lexi Nair to side with one of them. Then Lacey eventually make that decision. So January 22nd, Lacey Nair is off the show. We don't know what's going on. Athena has to go through a 2-on-1 handicap match, which she ends up losing, and Billie Starkz pins Athena, which is a foreshadowing for the future, and they win this 2-on-1 handicap match. Then January 29th, after being off TV for the last 14 days, not on Ring of Honor or AEW at all, that's when Lacey Nair comes back, and she sides with Athena. But she says she'll only side with Athena if she gives her a shot at the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. So that same night, Athena gives Lacey Nair a match. It's a competitive match. Athena ends up getting the win to retain the title, and they shake hands and hug after, and Lacey Nair continues to side with Athena. And then get to February 5th, that episode of Ring of Honor. Then all these Ring of Honor episodes, by the way. February 5th episode of Ring of Honor. Billie Starkz wants to embarrass Athena. She cuts her promo about the torment she put her through. But Aladon, she interrupts because she wants another shot as well, but she didn't feel like she had a fair shot due to Lacey Nair and due to Billie Starkz being involved as well. And so Athena comes out there and she's like, okay, that's fine, but y'all gonna have to go through a triple threat match. Lacey Nair earned Athena's respect, and she wants to put her in another match. So a triple threat match is made in the next week to determine who is going to be Athena's next opponent for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. February 12th, Athena has a squash match against Aaliyah James. Athena, she just feels like she wants to prove that she's still the top champion in all wrestling, not just Ring of Honor. So she has a random squash match with Aaliyah James. It lasts about 5 minutes. Athena gets the win. And then the championship can be on the line. It don't have to be. It don't really matter here. And then that same night, Aladon, she ends up, Lacey Nair ends up winning the triple threat match, but the referee is in disguise for whatever reason, and that's really weird. Nobody knows what's going on with the referee being in disguise, and Lacey Nair somehow gets the win by pinning Aladon. And then February 19th, you get to the reveal of who is the disguised ref, Tony Khan, and the Ring of Honor officials. They revealed that it was Athena who was disguised as the referee. They had multiple camera angles that was backstage and showed the whole process of what happened. And so Tony Khan announces that at AEW Revolution, it's going to be a fatal four-way between Athena and the 3 participants in that triple threat match to determine the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. So February 26th, you have Athena and Lacey Nair defeat Billie Starkz and Aladon. So that's going to be the last match they have leading up to AEW Revolution with all 4 women involved before the fatal four-way. And then I will have Athena pin Aladon. So that'll let you know that Aladon probably isn't winning. And then on you get to March 5th, I had just do a promo between all 4 women to build up hype for the match. We already got the story. And then February 7th, which is just projected. It's on what I'm projecting for AEW Revolution to be. It could be the week later, but I'm thinking it's going to be March 7th. That's when the Fatal 4-Way will happen. I would have Billie Starkz pin Athena in the Fatal 4-Way featuring Lacey Nair and Aladon. And this will be Lacey Nair's last match for a while. She'll get back to doing her backstage stuff, during the backstage interviews and stuff like that. This is just a storyline to get her wrestling for a few months. Be something cool, I think. And then I have Billie Starkz pin Athena to end it, and that's how her reign will end, and that's how her Ring of Honor run will end. Because then after Billie Starkz wins and becomes the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, I think she can have a really good run with it. It don't got to be super long. Obviously, Athena's had the title for over 1,000 days. I think Billie Starkz, I think you give her somewhere between 5 to 7 months, maybe 8, as Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She can really do something with it and tell some compelling storylines. And I think that'll definitely help the women's division. And then looking past that, on March 11th, on that episode of Dynamite, I would have it be announced that despite Athena losing, that she's been offered a contract extension to continue her run with AEW. But now she's prominently going to be featured on AEW. She'll make appearances on AEW, on Ring of Honor, but she'll primarily be on AEW TV and mainly be on Dynamite. A few collisions, a few Ring of Honors, but with this new extension, she's primarily on Dynamite. She'll start by fighting for the TBS title because she can't insert her into the mid card, into the main event scene too soon. because I don't know if Mercedes still had a championship at this point. If she doesn't, then that'd be great, because if Mercedes is in the main event scene, I think Mercedes and Athena, they could be wherever Mercedes is, that's where Athena is going to be. So they can potentially be a tag team once Athena gets this contract extension. They could be going after the women's tag team titles. Or if Mercedes is in the main event scene, I would stick Athena in the main event scene too and have them running back, as they had a banger of a match the last time they faced, and they do have good tag team chemistry. So I think a story with them, no matter what they're doing, it would be a banger. But I definitely think Billie Starkz, she would benefit from beating Athena, because I think that's the best story and the easiest way to give Billie Starkz more exposure, by having her win it on an AEW pay-per-view and making people more invested and more interested in watching Ring of Honor. Hopefully Tony Khan is able to get them a TV deal soon, because I do think it's some positives, like even just looking at some of the champions. Like, there's some stuff that Ring of Honor has that's pretty cool, but it's like, I'm not watching Impact comes on Thursdays, and I'm watching that most of the times. So I kind of keep up with the highlights, but Athena is definitely somebody to pay attention to in Ring of Honor. So hopefully, I don't know, it's just a fantasy booking idea, but I think it would be cool if Billie Starkz was the one to defeat Athena and move up in Ring of Honor, and then Athena after that loss would just move up to AEW and be on AEW TV a lot more, because I think that's coming anyways. But who dethrones Athena, I'm not sure. And Billie Starkz had a few matches in the past, 2 or 3 if I'm not mistaken. I would still have her in it, because Athena's been champion for 1,000 days, so it's been a few rivalries that she's faced, a few rivals she's faced a few times. With that being said, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what y'all thought of this fantasy booking, and share for others to see.